Hello, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the QueenAShakur TV show. And for those of you also tuned in to Authentic Black Goddess TV, I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen goes live. All right. Okay, everyone, please go ahead and get those likes up. Let's get the likes up, beloveds. Okay. Hold on just a moment. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Hello, Desmond, Sonia, Marquise, JB is Black, Letitia, Just Biz, J Love the Queen, True Justice, Keisha, Amazing Tribe, Metasimplicos, Aeon is Black. Okay, Mimi, Pride at Bentley, Charlotte Changes is Black, Yusuf from Ratchet Today, Melanated Brown, Belinda Renee, Alex G. Man. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned in to the Queen. So let's get ready to get into it, people. Let's get ready to get into it. Okay, so now listen to this. Had plea deal been handled differently, man accused of shooting an APD officer would still be in jail. So this police officer remains in the hospital after he was shot 6 times in the line of duty, including once in the back of the head. Now, on Tuesday, a judge denied the bond for the accused gang member charged in the shooting, whose name is Christian Eppinger, and he's 22 years old. Now, Eppinger made his first court appearance in Fulton County on Tuesday, where his attorney attempted to convince the judge that if given a bond, Eppinger would not be a threat to the community. Honey, if you shot a police officer 6 times and once in the head, you just might be a threat. She says he's soon to be a father and has earned his GED. I'm sorry. How do you come back from that? I mean, clearly nefarious. And you're a gang member. Now, what you can't do, in my opinion, is come into court and try to portray a gangbanger as an upstanding citizen, okay? Please miss me with all of this, all right? He should have thought about his kids and his GED before he joined a gang. How crazy is that? Now, I'm not going to defend foolishness. I don't care what race you are, please. This is all so egregious. John said, the Queen always looks breathtaking to me. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. Okay, so now she says that he's earned his GED and he's a father-to-be. This is what attorney Natalie Fiacco said. He has no adult history, so we're asking for a reasonable bond to be set. But prosecutors fired back, describing Eppinger as a documented gang member who has been involved in violent crimes since he was 13 years old. Clearly sounds like the movie Fresh. But anyway, Mr. Eppinger is a documented member of YSL Street Gang, prosecutor Rashonda Davenport told the court. YSL stands for Young Slime Life. I think that speaks for itself. A street gang that prosecutors say Eppinger has been a member of since 2019. They also claim that the letters YSL are tattooed on his right cheek. Now, during the hearing, prosecutors also talked about how the 22-year-old frequently used his social media accounts to brag about his gang affiliation. Pepsi Lola's laughing because I said fresh. Oh, honey, I'm so serious. Okay, who is this? Kane from Minister Society, no less. So on Monday, oh no, I'm sorry, he sounds more like O-Dog. But anyway, on Monday, the Atlanta Police Department's fugitive unit was in Southwest Atlanta, where Rogers attempted to arrest Eppinger on an armed robbery charge at the Colonial Square apartment homes along Old Hatefield Road. Authorities say Eppinger pulled a gun and fired 6 shots into Rogers. He's also accused of firing at a second officer. After a short search, police made the arrest. Now, the prosecutors say Rogers was hit 4 times in the shoulder, once in the knee, and a 6th time in the back of his head. He continued to recover from his injuries at Grady Memorial Hospital. So, Channel 2 Action News spokesperson, reporter Mark Wine spoke to the Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis on Tuesday about Eppinger's record. They say in 2016, when Eppinger was just 16 years old, he was accused of pointing a gun in the face of a young mother with her small child during a carjacking and crashed her car as he fled from the scene. Now, here's the thing. The attorney went in there trying to argue for him to be able to post bail and saying that he had no adult record. Honey, if you've been living a life of crime since you were 13, do you actually need an adult record? Carjacking a woman and a small child, please. Clearly nefarious. Now, Eppinger was indicted as an adult on a long list of charges, but was allowed to plead as a first offender to reduce charges in a deal that netted him a 5-year prison sentence plus probation. She says, in light of what the Department of Community Supervision tells us and his plea agreement, did the system fail? This is what Wine asked the DA. Yes, Willis. Now, under first offender, he can be resentenced for that 2016 case, right? This is what she's asking. And he says, that's correct. He can be resentenced up to the max. And are you thinking of doing that, she asked? Absolutely. Let me tell y'all something. This sounds like a whole thug, all right? And I'm sorry, but people like this need to be off the streets. That's just a fact. Need to be off the streets. Now, the Georgia Department of Community Supervision said Eppinger reported to their Atlanta field office May of 2021 after his release from prison to begin his first term of probation. But since then, he has failed to report to the DCS for probation supervision. A probation revocation warrant was requested, but had not been fully processed at the time Rogers was shot. Now, a preliminary review identified issues not consistent with our standards in the warrant process specific to this case that the department is currently addressing. This is what they say. Due to potential personal action, no further details can or will be provided. That's what the DCS spokesperson said in a statement that they gave Wine. Oh, so crazy. I don't know how they're going to make any of this make sense. I just don't know. This person is a whole thug. Pincilola said he is a thug demon. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Lee Harf says, agreed. He is no good to his people. No. And Lenore says, lawyers need to get paid. Willing to lie regularly. Yes, that's one of the main things they do. Many of them. I won't say all because I have a couple of friends who are attorneys. So, Yahweh says, beautiful, real woman, beloved, Princess Shakur. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. Okay. Shawana says, if he has been doing this since he was 13, nothing will change since he has become an adult. Keep him locked up. Exactly. And here's the thing. He just got out May of 2021, and you're already in trouble again. So clearly he hasn't been reformed, and it's likely that he won't be, just as you said. So they can miss me with that. It all sounds so crazy. Anyway, let's talk about Keisha Lance Bottoms, the plantation mammy herself, okay? Because they say she's joining CNN. Former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms joining CNN as a political commentator. Oh my goodness, what is she thinking? So Bottoms made the announcement on Twitter Monday. She wrote that as a student at Florida A&M University, she applied for the VJ program at CNN and didn't get it. She said to now join the team nearly 30 years later is a reminder that a dream deferred is never a dream denied. Honey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for Miss Plantation Mammy Bottoms, but I'm sorry. CNN is no dream, beloveds. It's a nightmare. Have you not heard all the scandals that has been plaguing them? And this is just in the last year. Please, I'll get into that in a second. Now, Bottoms announced in 2021 that she wasn't planning to run for a second term of mayor. Thank God. Okay, thank God for that. So anyway, yeah, she's joining CNN sinking ship. But let's talk about these scandals that they've had with CNN. And I'm just going to name a few. This surely isn't all of them. Pay attention. CNN and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad year. Now, first of all, they say CNN had a rough year in 2021. It was filled with embarrassing scandals, rating woes, and uncertainty over the struggling network's future. They're definitely struggling. That's without a doubt. While CNN has long been plagued with liberal bias and is often accused of appearing to present news with an agenda, the network's 2021 mishaps and gaffes go far beyond those of a typical mainstream news organization. Now, do you all remember that time CNN got caught and cold busted on YouTube, just literally making fake news? Making fake news right out in the open. So CNN has faced embarrassment on multiple occasions over the past few years, from offering disgraced attorney Michael Avenatti a regular airtime to its Trump-era pivot away from founder Ted Turner's Just the Facts approach to the news, as the network constantly generates publicity for the wrong reasons. Yes, they do. Now, when you're the news and you start becoming the headlines, it's time for you to rethink what's going on and how you're operating and who's working for you. Now, however, the network's 2021 saw even redder faces as humiliation popped up at every turn. CNN's legal analyst Jeffrey Tobin returned to the airwaves in June for the first time since his embarrassing moment in 2020. Now, y'all remember what happened with him, right? In 2020, Jeff Tobin, the legal analyst, y'all don't remember? He was on a Zoom call and he was caught masturbating. Y'all remember that? So disgusting. Now, so he had the nerve to come back, though. I was amazed. Now, he comes back thanking the liberal network for not firing him and saying that he felt the New Yorker's termination of him was excessive. How was it excessive when you were doing something so disgusting in a Zoom meeting? Like, what kind of sick, perverted freak does that? He couldn't wait until it was over. Now, Tobin was swiftly fired from the New Yorker last year for his conduct and listened as daytime anchor Allison Camerata had the painfully awkward honors of describing what happened and its consequences. Tobin was witnessed by his colleagues exposing himself and masturbating on a staff Zoom call, leading to widespread ridicule of the veteran journalist. Honey, let me tell you something. I don't even know why he wanted to come back after that. I probably would have crawled down in a hole and stayed there, never to be seen or heard from again. Anyway, I guess some people have no shame. And then he said that the New Yorker terminating him was excessive. What did he think they were supposed to do? Give him a porn deal? I'm just saying. Now, so anyway, Tobin, who was swiftly fired from the New Yorker because of his conduct, listened, and was very upset about all the ridicule that he received. His return resulted in one of the most bizarre moments in recent cable news history, as Camerata asked what he was thinking. That's what I'd like to know. What was he thinking? I mean, you have to be a sick freak and a pervert to even think of doing something like that, and let alone to actually do it. So they said, well, obviously, this is what he says when she asked what was he thinking. He said, well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me. I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not a defense. This was deeply moronic and indefensible. CNN has since used Tobin as a legal analyst as if nothing ever happened. He has the nerve to come back on the air trying to give people legal advice. Honey, I don't want to hear anything you have to say, freak. Okay? Please. Go get you a job in the porn industry. That's where you're better suited, as far as I'm concerned. Now, CNN's biggest star first began causing headaches for the liberal media network in 2020 when he conducted a series of widely criticized chummy interviews with his brother, then New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The siblings would chide each other's looks and bicker over their affection for their mother, but the CNN anchor also gave the governor a platform to tout his leadership amid the pandemic. Cuomo was previously barred from covering the New York governor as a rule that was apparently lifted by the network at the beginning of the pandemic and then later re-implemented as the Democrat became engulfed in a tsunami of political scandals. There were critics who called out the conflict of interest at one time, but the playful banter between the Cuomo brothers was widely embraced by fans of the governor, and many of them, members of the media as news organizations, praised the Democrats' response to the pandemic and obsessed over his daily press briefs. When he had all of those nefarious sexual allegations charges just waiting in the background. Now, when the calendar turned to 2021, things got worse for the Cuomo siblings when the governor was accused of sexual misconduct by an assortment of women, and his baby brother put journalism ethics aside so he could offer a hand. The New York Attorney General's investigation that led to the governor stepping down also revealed that CNN's most popular host was using his media industry connections to help his brother fight off those accusations, all the while hiding the truth from both the viewers and CNN's management. And this is who Keisha Lance Bottoms, the plantation mammy, wants to work for. Now, CNN fired Cuomo as a result and reportedly learned about a sexual misconduct allegation against he himself that was unrelated to the governor's situation during the probe. Both of them accused of being freaks. Now, in a separate accusation from that of a veteran TV producer, Shelley Ross, who penned a New York Times essay in September about the incident where he squeezed her buttock without permission in 2005. Now, at that time, they were ABC News colleagues. I cannot. As the calendar turns to 2022, Cuomo, who finished 2021 as CNN's most watched host, is no longer employed by the network. Then, ironically, as luck would have it, CNN's in-house media pundit, Brian Stelter, famously declared Cuomo has boundaries during an appearance on CBS. The Late Show, CBS is The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, before the anchor was terminated. Now, one CNN insider told Fox News Digital that there was universal relief within the network over him being fired. The breakup has been hectic, with Cuomo reportedly planning to go to court to recoup the rest of his money from his contract. Yeah, he said he's going to sue them for the rest of his cash. He said, y'all can fire me all you want, but you're not going to keep my bags. That's what you're not going to do. So he is already talking about going to court. Now, CNN's viewership had a brief post-election spike, but Americans quickly turned off the liberal network once President Biden took office. CNN is now on pace to finish December with a staggering 81% among viewers from their advertiser-coveted demographic of adults ages 24 to 54. And that was compared by the January audience. Then CNN has shed 73% of its total viewers over time. Let me say this, lest we forget Chris Cuomo's producer, who was also caught and busted and exposed for sending money to mothers so that he could, as he said, teach their daughters to be submissive, and then offering money so that he could sleep with these young children. Okay? So I'm sorry, but knowing all of this, why would Keisha Lance Bottoms want to work for them? I mean, clearly she's going down, right? She is really shooting bad. I'm just saying. So anyway, CNN's most popular program in 2021, the now canceled Cuomo Primetime, which finished the network's dismissal year as number 25 among all cable options, right? And then they say CNN, which relied on bashing former President Trump for much of its content, in recent years averaged over 2 million viewers during the first 3 weeks of 2021, but only 690,000 since Biden took office in January. Then in October, Americans largely ignored CNN. They had a town hall event with Biden when the Anderson Cooper moderated event finished with a smaller audience than regular programming on both Fox News and MSNBC. Y'all remember that? That was a whole disaster. Remember Biden got up there stuttering and stammering, and you couldn't tell if he was coherent or if he even knew what he was talking about. And then, like I said, John Griffin, Cuomo's producer, got in all that trouble for sex crimes, got arrested actually for shocking sex crimes and allegations with young girls. Now, Griffin, who was a senior producer for CNN's long-struggling morning program called New Day, was affectionately referred to as Griff by his colleagues until he was charged by a grand jury in Vermont with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to attempt to entice minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity. Now, the former CNN producer allegedly attempted to pay off witnesses. Did y'all know this? He tried to pay off witnesses, offered a woman $30,000 for a mother-daughter weekend with me. That's what he called it. Remember when I reported that? Y'all remember? And told authorities that he was ashamed when he was taken into custody after allegedly abusing a 9-year-old girl and enticing other minors. Honey, he wasn't ashamed. He wasn't ashamed at all, because how can you be ashamed when you have none? That's all I'm wondering. How can you be ashamed when you have no shame? Please make it all make sense. But like I said, honey, the former mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Lance Butter Biscuit Bottoms, she wants to go and work for these freaks. Well, I guess you have to do what you have to do. When all your biscuits start running out and your wells run dry, this is what you have to resort to, because clearly she's desperate at this point. I mean, CNN is already going down, and there's talks about them wanting to get rid of Dawn Lemonade as well. So, Payson T said, I believe it. Not surprised, but of course, right. Kirby said perverts. Absolutely. All freaks, right? All freaks. Yusuf said, not butter biscuit bottoms. Oh my goodness. I literally just coined a phrase. Okay. Oh my goodness, you are too crazy. Alex says bootlickers are pathetic. Dark skinned brother says they did the same thing in those. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not gonna read that comment out loud, dark skinned brother. You're not gonna get me in any further trouble with ScrewTube, okay? And let me just tell you all what they did yesterday. Hold on. Terry Lee King says, we have to remember Trump was accused as well as Kavanaugh, and we hear crickets. Is it me, or does it seem like ever since the Trump presidency, we have been in a bad Twilight Zone episode? Yes, we absolutely have, honey. I have to admit, we have absolutely been in an episode of the Twilight Zone. Please. Oh, so nefarious. Hold on. Brandon says, CNN viewership ranked 90%, and they trying to stay up using Keisha while Keisha trying to avoid her mayorship ending in failure. See my last super chat. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Okay. Miss Edie said butter biscuit bottoms. I gather you all like that. That's her new name from now on. Okay. JB said Keisha is probably a closet freak too. She will fit right in. After all, she is from Atlanta. Hold up. What you trying to say now? Talking about after all, she is from Atlanta. What is that supposed to mean? Oh my goodness, you are so nefarious. Eddie says Black reports have had to sue CNN and Fox News. Shawana said butter biscuit extra gravy bottomless. You all are so nefarious. Anyway, with that all being said, Darcy Brooks said, I forgot YouTube be messing with you, Queen. Sorry about that, family. Oh, honey, it's no big deal. You know, I don't really care. They hate on the Black folk who called out the truth. And they just have to, you know, shadow ban you. But let me tell you what they did yesterday. This is what I meant to tell you guys. So when I did that video about Whoopi Goldberg and Mel Gibson, well, you know, I know they didn't like that because I'm still talking about Whoopi. And I'm going to be talking about it again today. But anyway, they blocked the video for hours. They blocked it because I talked about Leslie Jones and I showed clips from her commentary about the Olympics. Now, mind you, I got that off of Twitter. YouTube, please miss me with it. And they're talking about that was copyrighted or whatever, this, that, and the third. So they blocked the whole video. So I had to go back and have it, you know, have that part edited out. So anyway, that's what they do. But I will not be deterred, okay? Whitney says, CNN is a complete pedophile network finally been exposed for what they are, and about damn time too. Yes, absolutely. And they're not the only ones. Many of these news stations have pedophiles, freaks, and perverts working for them. I mean, CBS, let's not forget Les Moonves, whatever his name is, right? And others. And Gail King, she didn't say a word about that. I'm just saying, make it all make sense. But she wants to call out R. Kelly. I'm just saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? She had all that to say about R. Kelly. Almost made R. Kelly get up and snatch her wig off. Y'all remember that part? When R. Kelly got up and said, "You're messing with my wife." I thought he was literally going to snatch her wig right off her head. But she didn't have anything to say about her little colleagues that were doing, doing their dirt. I'm just saying. So anyway, with that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hold on, Jannar says, I can only imagine what Fox is hiding in their closet. Honey, I don't even want to imagine, okay? Please. Anyway. John says CNN is fake news. Trump was right about that. And a bunch of super freaks. Original Copper American Son says, with her 3 braids under that wig. Judah Queen said, I'm fighting for my motherfucking life. Oh my God. Davida said, Whoopi is the fiddler on the rooftop. You all are something else. Oh my goodness, I absolutely cannot. Pacing T said, I'm dying. I am too, honey. They are too much. Oh my God. JB said, that would have been good TV drama if R. Kelly had pulled that wig off. Oh my goodness, you are too much. I have to go. I have to go. Okay? With that all being said, everyone please like and share. Judah Queen said, Raw chat stay lit. I mean, they absolutely do. Honey, y'all can't tell me I don't have the best chat on YouTube, right? The best chats. Listen, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that notification bell and click the word all, okay? With that all being said, I hope to see you all in the next chat. Now, I'm going live with back-to-back videos on the original channel. We're going to talk about Whoopi, okay, and Monique. With that all being said, everyone please like and share, and I hope to see you in the next chats. Peace.